The average American campground sat about 70% empty in 2025. Read that again. Not on a Tuesday in November. On average, booking platform data puts occupancy at just 30%. Meanwhile, the industry's own report says camping is thriving, 52 million households. And if you've tried booking a summer weekend at a famous park, you saw the words sold out in under a minute. Sold out and empty. The same campsite, the same night. Both are true. Tonight, the 5 forces that emptied America's campgrounds, ending with the one that explains the paradox. Every number in this video comes from industry data, federal reporting, or the government's own booking system. And at the end, the 3-move playbook that turns this whole mess into the best camping opportunity in a decade. Reason 5. The RV hangover. In 2021, America panic-bought the outdoors. RV factories shipped 600,200 units, an all-time record. Every one of those rigs needed a campsite. Then the fever broke. By 2025, shipments were down to 342,220, a 43% collapse from the peak. Motorhomes alone dropped over 10% in a single year. Dealer lots are now 16% deeper in unsold inventory than a year ago. And the people who did buy in the boom? A lot of those rigs are parked in driveways, listed on marketplaces, or sitting in storage, still being financed, no longer being camped in. Campground owners feel it directly. Transient RV revenue, the pull-in for a few nights' business, fell about 9% in 2025. The verdict: the pandemic didn't create a generation of campers. It created a generation of RV owners. Those are different things, and the empty pads prove it. Reason 4. The neighbors stopped coming. For decades, one group quietly filled American campgrounds every summer. Canadians, snowbirds heading south, families crossing for cheap weekends. Border state parks built entire seasons around them. In 2025, they stayed home. Passenger vehicles crossing the Canada-US border dropped nearly 20% through October, as much as 27% in some states. Canadian visits to major American destinations fell by over 40%. Total Canadian travel spending in the US dropped by more than $3 billion. Why? A weak Canadian dollar, new border rules, and a political climate that made a US vacation feel, to many Canadians, like crossing a picket line. The damage is concentrated exactly where campgrounds live. Border towns. In Kalispell, Montana, gateway to Glacier, card spending fell 39% in a year. The verdict: if the campgrounds you've seen empty are in the northern half of the country, you're not imagining it. An entire nation of regulars cancelled. Reason 3. The gates that never opened. Some campsites are empty because, this year, they don't functionally exist. Since early 2025, the National Park Service has lost roughly a quarter of its permanent workforce. More than 4,000 people gone to layoffs, buyouts, and resignations, with a hiring freeze holding the jobs open. That's not a budget footnote. That's the people who open gates, pump water, clean bathrooms, and run campgrounds. The results, from the park's own reporting: nearly 70 parks cut visitor services, 11 closed facilities or delayed openings. At Curricanti in Colorado, 4 of the 10 campgrounds simply didn't open. No staff. At Sequoia and Kings Canyon, campgrounds sat closed behind unrepaired damage no one was left to fix. A campsite behind a locked gate isn't unpopular. It's unavailable. But from the road, it just looks dead. The verdict: part of the emptiness is manufactured, not by falling demand, but by a workforce that isn't there anymore. Quick break, because to understand reason 1, you need 60 seconds on how campsite booking actually works. Most federal campsites go live on recreation.gov exactly 6 months out, at a set time. When the clock hits, automated scripts, bots, can sweep entire campgrounds in seconds. Humans refreshing at home never had a chance. Now the fees. Cancel late and the penalty at most sites is $10. Simply never show up, 20. That's the entire deterrent. Do the math like a scalper, or just an overplanner. Book 3 weekends, use one, eat $40 in fees. That's cheaper than one night in a motel. The system makes hoarding campsites the rational move. And here's the lock on the cage. When a site sits empty on night 1, rangers generally cannot release it to anyone else until that first night has passed. The rules protect the no-show, not the camper standing there looking at an empty site. Standing deal on this channel. Nobody sponsors this. No affiliate link moves a word. Data only. If that's worth something, subscribe. Reason 2. The incredible shrinking trip. Remember the headline number. 52 million camping households, steady as ever. Here's what it hides. 68% of campers now say economic concerns are shaping their travel plans. The trips didn't disappear. They shrank. Closer to home. Fewer nights. The state park 20 minutes away instead of the 2-week Western Loop. That's how participation stays stable while occupancy sits at 30% and transient revenue falls 9%. 52 million households taking one short trip fills a lot fewer site nights than the same households taking 3 long ones. The verdict? The industry counts campers. Campgrounds get paid in nights. The first number is fine. The second one is what you're seeing through the windshield. And reason 1. The ghost campground. This is the answer to the question in the title. At the famous parks, Yosemite, Yellowstone, Arches, rangers report the same scene, season after season. The campground shows sold out for months. And every night, sites sit visibly empty. Reserved, paid for, never claimed. The bots booked them. The overplanners booked them. The $20 no-show fee did nothing. The rangers' hands are tied until morning. And the family that would have camped there was told, months ago, that there was no room. Now follow the damage one step further, because this is what actually kills campgrounds. When sold out in seconds becomes the reputation, casual campers stop trying. The spontaneous Friday trip, the way most people ever became campers, quietly died. So the reserved sites sit empty, and the unreserved campgrounds lose the walk-ups who gave up on camping altogether. The verdict? America's campsites aren't dead from lack of love. The booking system taught the bots to hold the land and taught the people to stay home. An empty site that says sold out isn't a campsite anymore. It's a hostage. So, the playbook. 3 moves, and this becomes the best camping window in 10 years. Move 1. Hunt the cancellation dump. Those hoarded reservations get released 1 to 3 days out, when the fee finally beats the indecision. Set availability alerts, check the 48-hour window, and book the ghost inventory everyone else abandoned. Move 2. Go first. Come, first served. Thousands of Forest Service and BLM campgrounds never touched the reservation system. And for reserved sites, remember the ranger rule. After a no-show's first night passes, sites can open up. Polite morning conversations at the ranger station work wonders. Move 3. Go where the emptiness is real. The northern border corridor lost its Canadian regulars, and those campgrounds, and the small towns around them, are genuinely quiet and genuinely grateful for business. Empty for you means struggling for them. Show up. Shoulder seasons, doubly so. The land is out there, more available than it's looked in years. The system says sold out. The ground says come on in. Drop a comment with the campground you found half empty this season. State and month is plenty. We're mapping the ghost campgrounds 1 report at a time. And if you camp, our full gear series, tents, sleeping bags, boots, and the brands that died, is linked below. This channel follows the stitching, not the marketing.